In this brief intro, I wanted to demonstrate something that comes up every once in a while, which is how to create custom widgets and add them to XpressEnvysion, where you don't have to build absolutely everything from scratch and you can inherit all the great things from XpressEnvysion, but at the same time, there may be functionality that you need to add yourself that it doesn't come native out of the box. So, one of so those things is, for example, a regular line chart or any manner of charts. They're great, but you can't really switch between a graph or a table view of the data, of the time series data, which is something that we could do from EasyNet or EasyBoss, for example. So in this regard, one may want to create a custom widget, but still you may not want to create a brand new custom Envision project just for that. Um, so here's, for example, something I created and I wanted to get into as much detail as we can in a brief amount of time to see how we can create our own widgets and add them. So this is just an icon. We'll see later how we can edit it from the XpressEnvysion project to add a path. And then we would just put this next to any point. Um, and here's a chart. And then if we click here, we get that tabular data view. Um, April, we got lots of data for this month. We can switch back to graph view. All right, so how do we get to that? Let's go to the designer. So this is that Eclipse designer, which is the next version of an Express, the next evolution of Envision designer. So here's our build number for designer. Here's our standard index. Here we can see all the typical stuff we would normally see. We go to page and data creator. How can we create another one like another one of those custom widgets? Let's start with that. So if you've done what I have, then you will see some custom items in your palette. Um, from here we can drag one out, save, and bind it. Um, as a matter of fact, um, not going to bind. So it's because this is a custom project, it may be slightly different to bind than regular um, project widget from the standard palette. So in this case, for this particular one that I made, unfortunate thing is one may need to come here and grab the path from the point. For example, let's grab that, copy path, for Cisco switch temp. Then it also wants to have a history. That was switch temp. All right, now we save, submit. Let's go to the viewer And there's a Cisco switch stamp, and we can toggle back and forth. Do this month, we could do June, get a bit more data. So now what was it that we had to do to get this custom widget to show up on our palette like this? Let's go over that real quick. So back in our project, when you first build your XpressEnvysion project from scratch, you may or may not have assets, but you can certainly find assets from different icon libraries, like for example this one that comes from jQuery, which is a JavaScript library that's been around for a long time. And if you download the CDN, you'll have some icons there. There's different ways to get um, basically what they call artwork for your custom widgets. So once you have that there under your palette, you can add your own widgets.dg5 file, and you can create your own devices. I mean your own objects, right? And you can then turn them into symbols. And then those can have callouts, and then those callouts can also be symbols, right? And then those will have logic in them. And we can definitely have a part two of this video if you guys want, and I can show how the logic is wired on this particular custom widget to have it do what it does. Thank you for watching.